Hello, everybody. Welcome to Madrid United. I'm praying that I am not some Chinese karate film right now, and my voice is 2 seconds behind my movements. But we are in, we are live. It is the build-up, the preview to the big one, semi-finals, Europa League. As always, I've got guests on with me. We've got the usual clientele on the bottom row. But for the first time on the show, we have Mary. Mary, how are you doing? Are you okay? Excited for the game?
I'm buzzing for the game. Thanks so much for having me on, Adam. I cannot wait.
Pleasure to have you on, Mary. Owen, I'll come to you first, mate. How's the mood? How's the stomach?
Do you know, I'm buzzing. City are lost to Lyon. I mean, couldn't have got a better Saturday night treat than that, really, could we? Happy days, and hopefully we get the result today.
Oh, mate, yes. And Tim, you've had a bit of a storm over there in Canada, mate. Basement's flooded, but you're all chilled now. Yeah. Nothing else matters now, mate.
Oh, that's it, mate. Basement's flooded. Kids are going mental. Always made it to as many Champions League quarterfinals as Pep. Life is good.
Yeah. Tim just drops a bomb there straight at the start of the show. Love it. Love it. So, looking ahead to the game, we've had a good rest. What is it? 5 days rest now. So, we're pretty much on point in terms of fitness. Well, you'd expect us to be but just a second. I'm just going to add some of the comments as they go here. We've got our guy here. This one's just for you, Owen, mate. Let's get going.
Mate, he's not chosen my forfeit yet. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting to see what this forfeit is that he's going to pick for me.
Right into the breach, eh, Saeed?
This show is just going to go with the flow, people. So get your comments coming in. Get everything. Get all your score predictions, your worries, your fears. Are you confident? Let me know. Hit the up in the comment section, and we'll bring as many on as possible. But I'm going to come to you first, Mary. Looking into this game, we were just chalking off camera then that since lockdown, United has been good, but equally, Sevilla have come back fighting and have been sharp. They have looked confident. They're solid at the back as well. I didn't even pick up on this until watching a few videos, but they are a decent team. So going into this one, a lot of people rightly have put it down as a 50-50. Not a high-scoring game. Are you sort of thinking on them wavelengths yourself? Close game, low scoring?
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Sevilla, they're unbeaten in 19 games. They have 7 clean sheets in the last 10, 5 in 5. It's going to be a very low-scoring game. We're not going to see many. They've only conceded, I think it's about 34 in all competitions this season. They've been brilliant, like you said, since lockdown. It's going to be very, very tough.
It is indeed. It's going to be one of them sit down, get comfortable sort of matches, Owen, mate, because we are going to be going through the mire, I think, tonight as United fans. I just feel like it's going to be one of them games. I'm going to be bouncing off the walls, locking myself away, trying to keep the volume down, but obviously I can feel frustrations coming out already because I'm nervous about the team, mate. Is there a certain formation, team, any changes at all for you in this one?
I don't know. As I've been commented saying, my bum's flapping before this game. My bum is flapping. I'm nervous. I am nervous just because of what Sevilla did to us in the Champions League a couple of years ago. That was probably, I'd say I've come out of Old Trafford angry and upset before, but I think that's probably the most angry and upset I've ever come out of that game. With the team, I don't think you should change Romero out personally. There's been talk of it, but I don't want to see Romero coming out. I think you need to start your strongest team possible. Sevilla looked good against Wolves. You know, a lot of us would have tipped Wolves to beat them. I'm kind of happy they didn't because I feel like Wolves would have probably had our number, but I think this is going to be very, very tight tonight. It's going to be 1 or 2 goals in it, 2-1 sort of a game. I don't think you want to change the team too much. Strongest team possible that we've had since lockdown. Same 11. Don't change it at all. Go for it. Put everything behind it. Get to the final, and then we're probably playing Inter Milan then, really and truly, because they're going to beat Basel probably likely tomorrow night. But then again, you never know because no one expected City to lose to Lyon, so never know what could happen in this game. But yeah, nervous tonight, but I think we're going to do them.
You had to say that one more time, eh? Like you just and you got 2 of them in there already.
Yeah. That's it. It's United till I die with the super chat. Cheers, mate. We'll come to the score predictions a little bit later on, actually. Just want to get everyone's feel on teams and sort of formations and stuff like that first. But we will definitely get to that along with all your other questions as well. So, Tim, you've had a bit of a rough day, mate, so far. Are your club, are your team going to step up to the mark tonight and actually make it a good weekend in the end? Because, like we just said there, Mary said it, they're solid at the back.
Yeah,
they don't concede goals, and they have got some lethal weapons up front as well, mate.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Well, it would be interesting to see. I tweeted out last night like how I wouldn't be surprised if Ole changes the shape and goes to a 3-5-2, just the way they want to play Sevilla. And particularly, I think for me, like the key battleground is going to be that left-hand side, because I think they're going to try to get at Brandon Williams down that flank. So we'll see what happens in terms of formation, but yeah, they're maybe if we do keep the same formation with the 4-2-3-1, if Rashford plays, maybe you'd look at they've converted Jesus Neves into a fullback 34, so maybe Rashford tries, if we can try to get him in positions where he can isolate one-on-one with him on that left flank and try to drive in the box. And obviously we saw what I think it was at Traore that won the penalty for Wolves in that game when he was running at defender. So that'll be key for me. And then obviously with Sevilla, they'll press, like Ole said in his press conference yesterday, but when they're not pressing, they play a 4-3-3, I think, but it flattens out into a 4-5-1. So to get Bruno on the ball in between the lines and line splitting passes for Matic, which he was so good at when he came back from after lockdown and was playing well for us. So
yeah, no, mate, definitely agree. Jerome T. Green, constant contributor. Cheers very much, mate. If United are the only team to win a European trophy, it automatically means we're the best club in England. I like that comment, mate. I'm going to go with that one.
We're all on board with that logic, Jerome. Yeah. Love that one.
Absolutely. Look at me. I'm fresh. I'm smiling. 3 hours, literally. But this could completely change. The whole persona of the screen could be gone. That mirror, that one, sorry, that might not be there. TV, it could be all wrong. But I just like the confident mood in some of the United fans at the moment. It is because there is a concern, obviously, with the formation. We all know where their threat is. Tim's just pretty much nailed it there. We know what's going to happen, but you touched on it then, Tim, with Traore and the way that Wolves set out with the 3-5-2 sort of formation. The problem I've seen, Ollie, with the 3-5-2 is what the forward line is with the 3-5-2. For me, Greenwood and Martial are probably the best strikers. I know Rashford's got the goals, but I love Rashford as a winger. And their threat, definitely coming down Brandon Williams' side, does that leave him exposed more? Would Rashford need to be doing more defensive work tonight for you, Tim, because of what they've got coming back at us? Or do we just go out, make a quick start and take the game to them? Try and give them something that they've not come up against over the last few weeks when they've come back, since we've been back from lockdown. Is it a case of attack, do something that they're not expecting? I'll come to Mary on a second on this one, but I'll just get your thoughts on that first, Tim, mate. You've obviously, you know your stuff with these Spanish teams. You've been tweeting it out. You've picked up some key threats. Is their key threats going to take away our attacking quality? That's the sort of question I'm probably going to come at you with.
Yeah, I mean, my worry with asking Rashford to put in that body of work down that side is just that I think he could be injured. He hasn't been himself certainly since the lockdown, and whether it's he's not match fit from such a long layoff, or he's picking up an injury, is he going to be able to put in the body of work that we want? So my worry with staying with the 4-2-3-1 is Rashford going to be able to get back? And if he isn't, then that's just going to pull our center back and possibly Matic out of position. And it's just when they come, if we happen to gain possession deep in our half and they press us, we've had trouble breaking out. I just thought that maybe with the 3-5-2, we might be set up better to help Brandon Williams with the 3 center backs, so that if one of them has to go out wide with them for the overload with Neves and Ocampos, that we might be in a better position to defend it. Because I don't know if Rashford's going to be able to put in that body of work today.
Yeah, I mean, Mary, same question to you pretty much there. I mean, Jerome's has come up with another super chat. Cheers for that, mate. Fatigue played a big issue, well, it looks like for both teams, Copenhagen and United in the last game. 5 days rest now. Would we be thinking Ollie's worked on a couple of different sort of setups and formations before this game? Would we be right in thinking that should be what's happening? And is there any sort of concern with any of our players with you at the moment for this game? Rashford gets brought up a lot because he seems to be the one who's not quite at his top form at the moment. Is there anyone else in there? A lot of people have brought up Brandon Williams as well. Anyone else in there that's not going to fit the formation? Or are we just going with, again, like I said, it rolls into the same question. Do we attack and go with our best formation for our best attribute, which is our forward line?
I don't think he's going to go 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. I do agree with him. I think he's going to go 3-5-2 and try and counter attack. I don't want us to, but I think he will, like that. Brandon, because he's so inexperienced, I think they will get at him. Ocampos is their best player. He scored 17 goals and 5 assists for them this season. They're gonna definitely target him. And like that, he is inexperienced. That's why I do agree with him. I think we will go 3-5-2. If we do go 3-5-2, I would prefer to see Greenwood rather than Rashford and have Rashford on the bench, because like that, since he's had that injury, he's definitely not match fit. He's been struggling in games, and I think Greenwood is a better finisher as well if we're going to play on the counter attack. Then if we're going to play 3-5-2, it's probably going to be Eric Bailly coming there, and Bailly can be reckless as well, so I'd be a little bit worried about him. They're going to have most of the possession. They had 75% possession against Wolves. Yeah. So they're going to dominate possession, and I think we're going to try and catch them on the counter.
Yeah, I mean, Owen, mate, this split opinion in the comments tonight, really. A lot of people saying, like Mary's just touched on that, it's a very good point in possession. We tend to do good against teams that have a lot of the ball. Is this playing into our hands? Or is it going to be a case that this is a different quality of team that we've not played since the lockdown? So is it a case of, let's look at this now. Yeah, they're going to have a lot of the ball, like a City, like a Liverpool, like teams like this, and we can hit them on the break with our pace. But this team, unlike City, don't concede goals. So which way are you looking at it, mate? Does this sort of style suit us more, do you reckon? Or like Jose found out, parking the bus does not work with teams like this?
No, it didn't work. It didn't work with Jose. Obviously, it's a different team now. Lucas Ocampos, I think, was still there at that time, but he wasn't as prolific.
This is his best season. This is his best season.
I remember him at Monaco years and years ago. He was talked up quite a bit, but he's come through massively this year. But I don't like the 3-5-2, especially because Shaw isn't fit. If Shaw was fit, I'd be all over. I wouldn't be as nervous with it. Because Shaw is a left centre-back with Brandon Williams at left-back. I'm quite comfortable with that, and I feel like Shaw can cover him. Whereas Bailly, as Mary said there, he is reckless. Like, he does make a brilliant challenge, like he has proved against City. But I'd be so nervous that all of a sudden Ocampos turns him round, he launches in, he's sent off, we're down to 10 men, and we're looking to not concede as opposed to try and win the game. I'm just very nervous with how we'll set out. I'm hoping a 4-3-3, to be honest. I don't think a 3-5-2 suits us with the squad that we have available at the moment.
That's certainly the caveat to that, because I think when we've played it, it's been Shaw as the third center back, right?
Shaw suits. Shaw's perfect for that.
And it's worked well with the three of Lindelof, Shaw, and Maguire. So you're right, Owen. I think that would be the only, if he's looking at it, to look at it and say, okay, is Bailly, like you said, as soon as we get turned and Bailly's got to make a tackle, you can be rash. We're all nervous
when Bailly lunges in. Like, it's one of two things: it's either a brilliant 100%. Challenge, or he's nearly broke the fella's leg. Like, there's no in between with him. It's like it's red card or it's an unbelievable challenge.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've said this on. I think I've said this with Flex and United Stand. Eric Bailly reminds me of Jason Statham's character in Midfield, the goalkeeper. He just has these moments in his head, and he looks like he wants
can't compare Bailly to Statham.
No,
Mr. The German. Come on,
the guy dies. Yeah, the guy dies. He looks like he wants to hurt someone. Sometimes I'm like, Eric, just wind it in, mate. Just chill out. You've got all the qualities there for a top centre back.
I got your point. We respect the point.
Destroy it. Yeah,
just to compare Vardy to Statham was just.
You've got to think sometimes, though, what goes through that guy's head, because some of the lunges that he does, I'm just like you said, Deno, and you're like, oh God, no, please, because you know, as soon as a Spanish team gets in your head, and they're the best, they seem to be the best at it, don't they? They're wind-up merchants, and we have got hotheads in our team. Eric Bailly, if he plays, especially in that 3-5-2, that formation goes out the window if they get into him, because just said on there, Tim, you made a point of it then. When Shaw's there, 3-5-2 seems to work really well.
Yeah.
But we haven't found another centre-back to work that free at the back, I don't think, yet. That's my concern.
Do you remember when he played against Paris? And we took him off in the first half an hour because he was absolutely atrocious. brought on Ashley Young, and Ashley Young did an unbelievable job at right back. Like, he just wasn't suited to that game, and I don't think he's suited to the game tonight. To be honest, I think he's too careless in this level of a game. I love him. I think United fans as a whole do love him as his character. Loves to put in a tackle. Great player on his day, but this very key word there, on his day, and I don't think we can take chances tonight.
In La Liga, though, some fair points people are bringing up. Does that play into this? Is that even relevant right now?
He played in La Liga 3-4 years ago now.
Well, when we signed him,
yeah. So it's been 3 years. 3 years at United.
Yeah.
The other thing too, if you stick with the 4-2-3-1, is if Maguire gets drawn wide. Their fullbacks are first and second in La Liga and crosses per 90 minutes. So we're going to get bombarded from the wings, either with direct runs, direct play, or with crosses. So if Maguire starts getting pulled out, that's going to leave sort of Lindelof to command things aerially, and we've seen like he struggles with that. So I don't know what Sevilla center forwards. I think the top scorer for their center forward position has been like 8 goals or something. But so I don't know how much size they have in those positions. But it's just another caveat, right? So
yeah, I mean, it's like you said, this is their best sort of for the forward line that we were talking there. This is their best sort of season in terms of individual numbers. So I think they're just having one of them seasons. We always seem to get the teams when they're having them seasons, don't we?
Yeah.
They always seem to come up against us. But it's a lot of people there have said, and you just said there, Maguire, he's pivotal tonight for me.
Yeah,
he's absolutely pivotal tonight for me, Tim. He has to be the one that commands that back line, whether it's the 4 or whether it's the 3.
Yeah.
He has to be the one that plays well, because if he plays well, it sort of rubs off onto the others. Yeah. He has to be the man, even when, like you said, then if they try to bring Maguire out, he has to be the one that says no. He has to stand up and say no.
Direct traffic.
I stand it, direct it. Exactly that.
Sevilla do like to when they're being pressed and under pressure, they do like to play long balls up the pitch to their strikers. So Maguire is definitely very, very important for us tonight in the year.
Yeah, apart from the harsh language there, Alien mate, you make a good point.
He's not. That's not harsh language. He censored himself.
No, it's okay.
I know harsh language when I see it. That's not harsh language.
No, we're talking to the master there in Owen. But cheers again, Alien mate. We're talking about Harry Maguire there having a big game. We know what's in front of Brandon Williams tonight, and I mean, if there was a time for a player to step up and put a few doubters, I say few because there has only been a few on him, unfairly as well, in my opinion. This is a night for Brandon Williams to step up and say, Luke, you've got one hell of a battle on your hand next season.
I think people are harsh on Brandon. He's 18, 19. He came in and had an excellent start. People were actually calling for him to start over Luke Shaw. He's a kid. He's going to be inconsistent. And I think when he had that black eye, it really started to affect his form. For me, he definitely looked concussed. I don't know how he came back a couple of days later training. He needed a bit more time off. He has been a little bit naive defensively, and he can be caught out of position. But hopefully that won't happen tonight. He is in for a really tough game, and whoever plays ahead of him, they need to protect him as well. They need to offer him protection because they are going to get down that flank. They do play predominantly on their right wing, so he needs a lot of protection there, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, Tim, mate, speaking about protection, man like Matic, myself there, crucial night for him tonight. The most experienced player in our team. Now, he's won everything European-wise.
Yeah.
This is a night that we need players like Matic to step up and use his experience to really help younger lads like Brandon Williams tonight. Because you know what? They're all going to be part of a defensive unit tonight. You can see it. You can just see Matic dropping. And it's going to be a massive night for Matic tonight as well, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be running his socks off. Even before we talk about getting to the wing play, when they build from the back, everything goes through their little Argentinian playmaker Banega in the midfield, and that's really where things tick over from. So he's going to have a battle with the midfield battle with getting into Banega early and stopping him from distributing. Everyone's going to play a part. When Ole talks about we're defending better as a team, this is one of those games where we really do need to defend as a unit tonight, because as much as we say it's a step in development for Brandon Williams, you're right, mate. Absolutely, he needs. You rely on your teammates in these big moments, and this is where they have to recognize that they've got a young left back who's very good, but this is a high leverage situation for him, and they really need to get behind him and defend from not just when the ball gets out wide, but start early.
Definitely, mate. Definitely, mate. I mean, Owen, United till I die. Cheers, mate. To come up with a fair point there. All his press conference seems to be going towards an offensive sort of lineup. So, are we sort of jumping the gun just because Matic is our most experienced player and we all assume Matic is going to start a game? We didn't see him not playing against Copenhagen. Is there a shout for Fred tonight for moving this ball quickly and getting up the pitch quicker, breaking up play a bit quicker? Is there a shout for that, or is it all Matic for you, mate? It's a good point.
Matic for me completely. I mean, I feel like we played our best football. Obviously, straight after lockdown, we all know we played our best football. But Matic was, the controller, like that Rolls Royce in the middle of the pitch. He was doing the job. He was securing the defence, making sure that the ball wasn't breaking up the play. He was just doing everything. And I feel like he then allows Pogba and Bruno that freedom to go forward. Yeah, I don't think, I think we're discrediting Matic to the level of, way that he can break up the play, move the ball forward. I remember when he first signed for us, I know this is a while ago, but I remember he did a few step overs and done around a few West Ham players. He has got it in his locker to be able to run past players. He can do it. Obviously not to that level, but the main role of Matic is to free up our better, more attacking players in Bruno and Pogba. So it adds that defensive solidity as well as allowing us to play, better offensively. So I feel Matic is a definite starter for me. I feel like we should be starting the best team possible. And I think if Luke Shaw is fit, we'd obviously all start him over Brandon. But like we've been saying, you've got a lot more senior players around you. Like Rashford, Martial are still quite young, but they've got a lot of experience in them. Like Pogba, Bruno, they should be able to try and guide him through the game, and especially Matic as well. The level of experience he has, the amount of trophies he's won, played on such high levels at European football for years and years. He couldn't have a better team around him to try and guide him through such a game. So I feel like Brandon should be capable of dealing with it tonight. Yeah,
that's exactly it. Fair point, mate. I mean, one player who hasn't let us down recently, who has stood up, and for me, I knew how much Martial had in his locker. I seen it from day one. Sat in the stands, you can see what the guy's got. But I think now, Mary, more than ever, we've got a player here who's actually believing that he has got world-class capabilities, because I, for one, didn't think he was in the game much against Copenhagen. But you know what? As a number 9, that does not bother me. You can call me old school, whatever. I can remember Chucky McClare. You know what I mean? Sometimes you wouldn't see the guy, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're in. And that's what I like from a number 9. And then from about 60-odd, 70 minutes on, I'd never seen an absolute dominant performance like it. It was unbelievable. If he plays tonight, then I think United have got a serious chance of getting through to the final. I don't know your thoughts on Martial and his form recently, Mary, but he's been pivotal.
unbelievable Martial has been, and I'm not part of Martial FC. I have been a bit of a doubter because I always expected more from him. You know, he came in 50 million extra add-ons, but this season he's been absolutely phenomenal. I think working with Ollie as well has really helped him. Being our number 9 and getting his number 9 shirt back. I mean, he has 23 goals and 12 assists. And like you said in the Copenhagen game, he really didn't do anything. And then in that last 20 minutes, he was unbelievable. He was skinning the players left, right and centre. He won us the penalty. And I think he's probably, I know Bruno is the player to watch and all this, but for me, Martial is our biggest danger player tonight. If he's on form, we win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Owen, I'll come to you. I know you might have been shaken up by that super chat about your kid again there. But
don't have a child.
Just quickly,
I'm a good Irish Catholic boy. I'm not.
I better just fill Mary in on this one. Actually, we have, for some reason, the comment section brought to light something we didn't know about Mary. That
someone said that I was their dad. Basically, is basically
naughty boy, Owen.
Someone on that merchant came out and said it. And also, I've done this StreamYard thing before. I know Adam has the option on whether he puts the comment on the screen or not. He's seen it for. Do you know what I'll do? I'll wind Owen up rightly. I'll say, yeah, show that.
Yeah, but the difference this time is someone's actually paid to put that comment on me.
Yeah, because it's become the running joke of the show, man. Apparently, I've got kids left, right, and centre now. I'm only 21.
Is that £2 going towards the child support?
Oh my God.
That's it, mate.
Tim, the Canadian banter is on the level. Is on a level with this country. I'm quite happy about that.
Oh yes, everyone's in really good mood tonight. Anyway, with this, but Martial, Owen, mate, we've been waxing lyrical about this guy for weeks now. But to be honest, we've always been on his case about how good he can really be. He's showing it now, mate. I think even the most hardened pundits on Sky, BT, wherever it may be, are sort of cringingly trying to jump on board with the Anthony Martial train now, mate. But
massively.
This guy turned up. If he turns up tonight and plays anywhere near the way he has been doing recently, then we've got a chance. We have got a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember his first game being at it, and when he scored against Liverpool, I mean, what a way that was to endear himself to us. And from then on, he had that first season where he was just phenomenal. Got a goal against Everton in the cup semi-final, and then throughout the last few years, he's been quite inconsistent, quite hot and cold here and there. I think a lot of that had to do with the Portuguese man who shall not be named that was in charge. And I think a lot of it was to do with that. And you've seen, how.
Sorry, mate. It's just a comical. It's sorry.
I mean, people are literally paying to just. And also, I wouldn't mind. He spelt my name wrong. It's written on the screen, alien, mate. Sort it out.
Side of mushy peas for Owen's rolling tonight. Looks like.
I mean, look, life goes on anyway. But
you're on as well, Owen, mate. There's a few people here who are actually saying it has been leaked that Dave is in goal of dropping Romero.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I'm not angry about it, but I feel like Romero has proven that to us that he is capable of starting the game, and he's been out. When we won the Europa League, he didn't miss a game, so I don't think he should be dropped, really and truly. But with Martial, I think this is the first season where he has been. Obviously, he had the injury, but he has been consistent throughout the year. And like we were saying earlier, Rashford had the drop off post lockdown, compared to his form pre-injury. But Martial has just picked up the mantelpiece and just gone and just run with it. And he's been unbelievable since post lockdown. And I can't, if he continues this level of form, we're talking, competing for titles again, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. That's it, mate. I mean, Tim, Martial, it's no coincidence that since Bruno has come in, we've actually been seeing a lot of other players stand up and be counted. And Bruno has been slightly off, nowhere near the level that some people have been going off on social media on. I don't even need to bring that conversation up. But even with Bruno off slightly, Martial stayed on it, mate, which is even better for me because he's creating chances himself now, as well as being provided by the likes of Bruno and Pogba. But for me,
his movement's better.
That's like that dribble into the box, mate, against Copenhagen, out of nothing. That's what we've got now. We've got an absolute world beater of a number 9 for me. I think he's going to be tough to dislodge, but we've got a young lad as well there, mate. If we do play this formation tonight, we might not even play in Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you're talking, if we go to the 3-5-2,
yeah,
to have him up front,
3-5-2.
yeah, for sure.
Going off what Ollie think, we know probably
Yeah.
Greenwood's a better striker in the middle, but going off what Ollie's like with Rashford, not saying it's favouritism or anything like that, but he does love him.
Yeah.
I mean, I love him, but I just feel like Greenwood would be the one who misses out.
See, I'd probably go the opposite way. I'd probably go with Greenwood and Martial up front if it was me. I'd probably leave out Rashford and have Rashford. That's the thing,
like
is like with
mate, it's like Ahmed says there, we're waiting for Rashford to step up to the level again, mate, aren't we?
Yeah.
Is it Garlo getting a shout?
I just have visions. I just have visions like if we do go to a 3-5-2, which for the record, I hope we stay with the 4-2-3-1 because I think we can cope with them out wide in an attacking formation. But with having Martial and Greenwood up front together, Martial can still peel out wide to the left like he likes to, and he can get it. Hopefully get it Neves out wide there. If Greenwood's central, we've seen, you can pose a problem for Diego Carlos if you run at him. So Greenwood running at their center backs for me is just that's a terrorizing prospect from a central position too. So I would go with Martial and Greenwood if we're going to go to a front. And then Martial, I mean, look, at the beginning of the season, we all, when we got rid of Lukaku, we all said that, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that someone had to stand up and be counted. And Martial, for me, the way he's developed, his movement in the number 9 position. Now, obviously, Bruno coming in, like you said, has helped out. He's making, but those curled runs that he's making when Bruno is peeling off from defenders and finding that little pocket of space, and he's getting those dinked balls over the top to Martial. The understanding between them two now is just off the charts, and it's just paying dividends. But it's Martial's movement in that position too has been fantastic. He's stepped up. He stepped up.
Yeah, definitely. Someone just brought up, I missed it there. It just went up as you were talking there. A comment about, I'll come to you on this one, Mary, because obviously these are defining games for a lot of players, and even more importantly for Ole. I mean, last time we played Seville, Jose Mourinho had Pogba, Martial and Rashford all on the bench.
Yeah.
Now that on its own, I feel like we've come a long way just for that starting lineup on it. So that is absolutely criminal how one manager cannot see a way to make these players work just because of his stubbornness in how he likes to play football. And then you've got one manager who comes in who has just given the forward line, especially, a new lease of life. So for me, Ollie's definitely going in the right direction, and that off-field antics aside, on the pitch, we look like we're on the right track. And I just feel like he probably deserves a little bit of credit for that, because that picture of them three sat on the bench pretty much says it all on what Ollie's actually done with his team.
Yeah. If we win tonight, it'll be Ollie's 50th win as well as Manchester United manager. He's been up and down. We know we've been gone on really good runs, and then we've had really poor form. But you have to give him a chance. You have to back him. He's gotten into 3 cup semi-finals this season for the first time since 2008. Yeah. And he's trusted the youth, and he's trusted in these players. He sold Lukaku, and he's given Martial the number 9. He's played Rashford in all these games. He's played Greenwood constantly out on that right wing as well. Jose would have never done that, not in a million years. So, Ollie needs to get a lot more props, and he should have been nominated for Manager of the Year as well. I'm just going to throw that in.
Definitely should have.
The bombs are coming. All 3 of you have dropped your own tonight, actually.
So there's a leaked team sheet here if you want me to go over it.
Yes, please do.
There's a leaked one. A leaked one. This is all coming from the Canadian side of the bomb people.
This is leaked.
Tim's words and his thoughts are all his own.
So first of all, it looks like we're sticking with the 4-2-3-1. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Williams, Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial.
Happy days. I'm happy with that.
Except I would have liked Romero as well.
I like Romero, but I'm not going to get upset about it.
Yeah, that Gavin's just put that on for you, Tim, mate. So,
Yeah, exactly. Disclaimer. It's leaked. It's leaked. Don't hammer the Canadian if it's not the right team.
No, I think that's pretty much what everyone would put. Like what Mary said then, I think the fact that Romero hasn't had another shouting goal, considering how steady he's been. To be honest, I personally think that Romero makes our defence better. Yeah, he may not be as good a shot stopper, but there's a reason that De Gea has to make so many shot up there. How many saves? Yeah, I got myself tongue-tied then. So if you look at it the way I look at it, I go, De Gea is having to make more saves because the defence isn't as good. That makes sense. And when Romero's in, he doesn't have as much to do because he'll come out and claim a ball. He'll come out of his box.
Yeah. He commands his box a lot better.
Yeah. How many times have we seen De Gea outside his 6-yard box? Never mind, he's 18. And this is what he needs to adapt to his game. And I feel like he's getting away with it a little bit, De Gea, because he does have to change his game. And interesting, I know it's going off a little bit, but Tim Henderson's come out now and committed himself to United, saying he's going to challenge De Gea for that number 1 spot.
Yeah,
where this leaves our other goalkeepers, I do not know, because we have got the best squad of goalkeepers in the world at the moment. I think United.
I think Romero's gone this window.
It does look that way, doesn't it? It does look that way.
Which is why it's really hard that he's not playing.
Exactly, Owen, mate. That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
If you're number 2 and you can't overtake De Gea this season with the mistakes that he's made, Ole's had plenty of opportunities to turn to Romero as the number 1. It's likely it's not happening, obviously. And then with Henderson and Bournemouth, Sheffield United going out and signing a keeper, I think the writing is on the wall for him personally. It sounds like Dean's
Ramsdale, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're already looking at replacements, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I've seen what he's been saying. I mean, Dean Henderson is a born Manchester United fan. His whole career he's worked around getting in, and he sees his chances now. And you've got to give the guy credit. Difference next season, maybe if Henderson comes in, is if he has a good game, he isn't going to be one to sit around and be happy like Romero was. He's been a perfect goal, Romero. And like Owen, you just touched on it there. I mean, I'm the one, and I'm a big advocate for United not being soft and giving all these sentimental picks just because a player's going in the summer. We've got to put him in all this. Jesse Lingard's a Manchester lad. He has to stay. And I'm big against that. So for me, it just hurts a lot because Romero has done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing wrong when he's played. And it just gives us more confidence, I feel, because if I knew I had a 6 foot, I think he's 6'5", Romero, 6'5", 6'6", or something like that, and that's coming in behind me as a centre half where I used to play, then I'm going to play a better game because I know I've got the confidence behind me. De Gea doesn't give me that. And Tim, you touched on Seville before, putting balls into the box, bombarding us.
Yep.
I'm not one to know exactly where a lot of Seville's goals have come from, but are they actually a threat from crosses of this playing into our hand a bit?
Well, I don't know. I looked at when you look at their goal totals, like I said, and Mary touched on Ocampos as their leading goal scorer, 17, and then they have I think 3 center forwards that are on 8 goals, 5 goals in La Liga. So it wouldn't suggest that there's much of a threat. They've only scored like 54 goals. So of the top 6 teams, they're like 5th out of those 6. So it's not like they pose an incredible attacking threat. I think one of the reasons why they go wide and why they come as opposed to coming through the middle is they don't play with a true number 10. So they don't have a playmaker. Banega kind of orchestrates things from deep. But so whether or not I don't think they get much production from those aerial balls, but that's still where you need your keeper to come and take charge. Like it's going to be massive on De Gea today as well to command the box and, to still come out. His distribution's got to be good, right? Because we want to break out. So it's still going to be on him to command things.
I mean, and have you seen much of what Seville did? He press high? Are they a team that try to take the ball off you in your box? Because that's one thing De Gea doesn't fill me with confidence with.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, La Liga's not on Sky Sports anymore, so I haven't watched a lot of it. It's on some random channel now.
You've got a dodgy box somewhere, Owen, mate.
I don't have not in a student house, man. We wouldn't get away with it. I don't watch a lot of Spanish football in general, really. But I watched their game against Wolves. They looked like quite good, and their goal actually was from a cross in. But again, like they do, you know, if you like with the Traore penalty given away. I mean, I'd love it if we got another penalty tonight because Twitter would just go into meltdown. It would just be brilliant to watch. See all the City fans crying as well. See all the City fans crying about last night and us getting a penalty winning the game. That'd be brilliant. But they can be got at Sevilla. They're like, you know, I think they had, you were saying earlier, 75% possession. I don't watch a lot of Spanish football, so I can't say that I know a lot about them. But Lucas Ocampos, I remember watching him when he was younger. At Monaco, he's always looked like a decent player, and he's finally come through. They've got Munir as well, who used to be at Barcelona. He came on in the latter stages against Wolves. They've got a lot of good players throughout their squads, and they obviously will be a threat. But who is your?
Yeah, we'll get into that one in a second. I'll just go on what Jerome said. Then ball playing centre backs. Mary, does that bring us into our sort of high press and quick forward line? If we've got 3 players playing in the 4-3-3, Greenwood, Martial and Rashford, if they're a little bit overly confident, can we attack and punish them that way? Is that an avenue in for us?
We need to press them, and we need to press them from the beginning. Sometimes we do it and sometimes we don't. Like against Copenhagen, we were like strolling around. You just let them have the possession freely, and they do play the ball out from the backs. Their defensive midfielder likes to drop in a defensive 3, and they do play the ball out of the back, and they do get it out to the wings, and they do like to cross the ball in. And like Tim said, they don't really have one striker that scored a load of goals. The goals are kind of divided amongst their attacking players, so they will have a lot of threat in different areas, but we need to press them high up and try and get them to lose possession and score that way as well.
Interesting point there actually, Tim, mate. Our bench from mate, sorry, I'm useless with names, mate. I apologize, but he makes a great point now with the bench because continuing that sort of fast play, Igalo, you touched them in a minute ago, Owen. When it comes to it, mate, has Ollie got the capabilities of going long, like Seville do himself? Mary touched on that one as well. So is this a case of when it's not going right, do we bring an Igalo on? Do we get like a James playing off him with the pace? Do we go route one? Have we got that in our locker?
Not James, anyway.
Hey, mate, you never know. You never know in a game. The pace of Traore worried them on the break, especially.
Yeah, but you can't compare Traore to James.
Not, mate. I'm just bringing up Imen's comment about the bench. Because if you bring Mata on, then he brings a different sort of game to the table. I don't think Mata suits this game at all. I just don't think it's quick enough.
Sorry to interrupt. We have a team news update. The earlier report is incorrect.
Oh,
Tim.
Sergio Romero.
Who is the player coming out? Who do you guys think?
De Gea.
No.
Matic.
Midfield. Matic. Yeah. Matic out. Fred in. Yeah.
I mentioned it.
I'm not happy about that, to be honest.
Let me know, everyone else in the comments, how you feel about that. If Matic drops and Fred comes in, is everyone a bit worried about that?
I'm very surprised.
I'm not as happy.
I'm a bit concerned about that. I got to be honest.
Yeah,
hopefully he proves me wrong, but
Jerome was picking up what you said then, Mary, actually, about the forward line sitting back. You said it's very intermittent on how we press. We don't always do it like what City or Liverpool do. And if we went at that, we've got a young enough forward line with enough energy, I think, and stamina to do this for a full 90 minutes. And I don't know why we don't do it, because it's not like players behind them in Pogba and Bruno haven't got energy either, because Bruno puts in more miles than anyone else on the pitch every single game. So can we maintain it? Is there a reason why we can't do it? Does that come from the management and the coaching?
I think it's tactics. Yeah. Because like you said, we do have energy and youth on our side. We're one of the youngest teams in the Premier League. So they can get around the pitch. It's definitely tactical. Ollie doesn't do it. No, it's tactical.
Which is weird, because at the start of the season, did Ole not preach to us how we were going to press? We were going to press all the time. We were going to
he said that
lots of energy, try to turn people over in bad areas. So
it's I mean that is the bombshell. If Fred does come into this team, that sort of means
it's confirmed on United.
It's confirmed, United. And that's from
United
United
just sent out. It's from the United website.
So it is confirmed.
So is the full team out then? That is it.
Yeah, that's literally the full team.
De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof.
That's interesting. That's 15 minutes earlier than normal as well. That team.
No, they've done that. They did that with the Copenhagen and the last game as well. They've done that with the Europa League once now.
Why? I do not know. Some sort of, I don't know. They've probably got a sponsor stuck to the team sheet so they can brand the sponsor up for doing it.
Tag Hua. That's what it is.
Tag Hua.
We're in early, like with Tag Hua. I can see it now. Ed Woodward's there having his little moment.
Yeah, Solskjaer and Ed Woodward are wearing tags in the next press conference. I can tell you that for nothing right now. But just before we do finish up the show and you can all get settled in and comfy for the game, it was brought up in a super chat a minute ago. And player of the season, player of the year, player of the season, whatever you want to say. The season has gone on way too long. But before lockdown, a lot of people would have said Fred was in line for a shout for player of the season. So are we sort of
not sure if I agree with that.
Cutting Fred out a little bit too much? Because there were moments in the Copenhagen game, and I will say this now, it was Copenhagen, who are not great. Seville, with the quality that they've got, if we lose the ball like we did on the other occasion against Copenhagen, Seville are going to be a different kettle of fish altogether going forward. But it's like before lockdown, Fred was playing in some big games. So are we sort of jumping the gun with it being a bit downbeat on Fred coming in over Matic, Tim? Is it? You said yourself then you wasn't really as up with a lot of the other United fans saying that he was one of our players of the year before lockdown. So, I mean, is there any other player who stands out even more? I know we've got the obvious ones, but does anyone else deserve a shout out?
No, I mean, what we said, I think when we did our player of the year a few episodes ago, for me, it's still Bruno. Like the turnaround in the team was just ridiculous. When you look at like the Newcastle Burnley game, like that stretch right before when we lost to Newcastle, I think right before the international break, and it was like 7 in a row or something like that. And we had we had 71% possession and lost to 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Like how does that happen? Like teams were literally giving us the ball and saying, break us down because you're not going to beat us any other way. You're a counter-attacking side. And we were all screaming out for a proper attacking midfield, playmaking midfield number 10 to come in. Lingard, Pereira, Juan Mata, they all had opportunities to make that position their own. And that was the one thing that we needed to turn this team over. And there's no other player. You can't think of a player that's come in and made a direct impact like that. For me, Martial, possible, yeah. It's a shout, like definitely. I mean, we talked about how tremendous he's been, and certainly before Bruno was here, it was like Martial was one of those players that was carrying us through a lot of games, right? So we can look at his form over the body of work for a season.
Rashford early doors in the season was the man. Martial took over a little bit. Bruno came in and completely changed the levels for me, and that's why he was getting mine. He definitely. I mean, I think it was. I can't remember which reporter it was. The impact that Bruno's made. Yeah, the Cantona sort of link can be a bit premature at the moment, but the level that Bruno commands, even when he's not playing well, and people don't bring this into it. When he's not playing well, he still commands a different level from the players around him, and that's the difference with players. That's leadership tackle, and that's why he got my vote. But I mean, Owen, where was you still on that one?
For me, it's still Wan-Bissaka. I mean, I think to come in, the level of the step up from Palace to United is massive. You know, you're still Premier League, but you know you're competing. You've got 75,000 people on your back every week. Look, he's had mistakes, and that's that's by the by. Like it's his first year at us, and I was expecting that, but he has not been below. I don't think he's been below. I don't think he's been below a 6 or 7 out of 10 any week. Really, for me, I think he's been our most consistent performer throughout the whole year. He was a bit shaky after coming back from lockdown, but throughout every game this year, even if we played bad, I think we could all come out of it and go, Wan-Bissaka's still in a decent game. Yeah. So I feel like, for me, he was our most consistent performer throughout the year. So for me, it was Wan-Bissaka. But mainly, the main reason, if Bruno had been with us from the start of the season, it'd be Bruno. But it's obviously the impact. You cannot underestimate the impact he's had for us. How far we were behind Leicester and Chelsea before he joined. But he's joined in February, and that's why, for me, over the course of the season, I feel like Wan-Bissaka has been our player.
For anyone who's just joining in the video now, 10 minutes before we sort of finish it up and we're going on play with the season, it was just because someone put a super chat on before and asked us. So out of the kindness, I'm just putting it to the panel and seeing what everyone thinks. But I think this has come about because of the debate between United fans, Mary, about, for some reason, we're finding negatives and faults with players who have been playing really well. And a lot of fans have forgotten exactly what these players have done at certain stages for the season for us. They've all played a key part in getting us to where we are. And I just think fans are they forget very easily and very quickly. And for me, I know what the boys are saying there. I totally get what Owen said with his. I'm with Tim on my man, and I know everyone knows I love Bruno, and I got a lot of stick for giving him the rating that I give him. But I think subconsciously I was giving Bruno the mark I gave him for Copenhagen just to have a go back at the idiots that was bringing him down for some reason. But is there anyone who stands out?
Yeah, but the way he took that penalty, he deserved a better rating.
Yeah, he scored a goal. You get an automatic 7 in my book. So, exactly. Mary, is there anyone for you who's actually stood out above any of what the other lads said?
I really don't get the hate for Bruno. I don't understand it. 11 goals and 8 assists in 21 games. He is the reason we finished in the top 4. If we didn't have Bruno, like he touched on earlier, we couldn't create in those games before Christmas. We were like toothless. Absolutely zero attacking threat. For me, he is the standout player, and Martial as well is a good show. I do think Fred, while he's not of the quality of Bruno or Matic or Pogba, he's not a defensive midfielder either, and sometimes he can be poor in possession. He was excellent in some of those games. He's probably definitely like a squad player more so than a starter. I am surprised he is starting tonight. Hopefully he'll be good on the ball because they do press high. But yeah, I do agree with Wan-Bissaka as well. I thought consistently over the majority of the season he has been very good. He has a little bit towards the end. I think he's exhausted as well. So the games have caught up with him. So I think Wan-Bissaka, Bruno and Martial are the standout players. Like Bruno was making things happen, even in the Copenhagen game, even in, okay, he's not at his best, but he's still trying. I would rather players lose the ball 10 times, but try and create 10 opportunities rather than no opportunities. Like once Bruno is creating and trying, he's fine with me,
That's it. No, totally agree with that.
What about H? Well. What about does H deserve a shout, Maguire?
Maguire, he definitely has had one of the most consistent seasons. He deserves a shout on his own for being the only player since Gary Pallister to play all 38 league games in the Premier League season. That, for as you all know, a United centre-back, the history of injuries that we get at centre-back, we've been crying out for someone like Maguire just to be there consistently, to be captain in his first year. I think next year he'll probably be even better, like Wan-Bissaka will, like Owen says. Definitely an honourable mention for Harry Maguire as well in this one. But we are coming to the end of the video, guys. I just want to shout out quickly to Glory Man United for moderating in the comment section. There's been a lot going on tonight in that comment section.
I'll give you a tenner. Just please don't put them in next time because I don't need it in my life. We've got enough stress.
Anyway, we got over 4,500, which is probably at one time creeping up to 500 watching along live. So that's probably the biggest it's been since lockdown.
Hey. It's all Mary. Mary brought him in.
Signed
Mary's
for
got
tonight. Yeah, that's it. She's brought in all the fans. Well, I just want to quickly shout out to all you guys again. It's been a long season. Hopefully, we've got one more game to talk about, and that's the final next week. So we're getting into the stage now. Score predictions, people. It's put your neck on the line time. Mary, you're first. What are you going with tonight?
1-0 United. Come on.
That's it. That's the one. Tim, it's been a bad day, mate, for you.
Ugh.
It's going to be finished on a high.
I need this. What
are you hitting me with, mate?
Hear that, Ollie? He fucking needs it. Sort it out. Sort it out, Ollie.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Please. I'll have two kids hanging off me watching this game. I'm going 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Owen, go on, mate. Owen,
I'm gonna agree with Tim. I'm gonna say 2-1. I'm going to say Mason Greenwood's going to score one with 5 minutes to go, and I'm going to be running around the back garden with my shirt off doing front flips.
Oh, Lord.
Sweet.
And then kid number 2's coming after the game.
Yeah, kid number 2. Oh, God help us. I know I'm with Mary. I'm going 1-0 as well on this one. I think it's going to be that tight. It's either going to be a moment of brilliance or something like an Edison. There's my drop. That's my bomb. I'm making it a quartet.
They would have got ripped to piss for that. And there's Edison. They're all giving him a pass. I'm not having that. No,
it's not. It's because he's got a tattoo on his neck, mate, and he looks hard. That's what it is.
You don't mess with them boys. Oh.
Yeah. So, no, that's it for tonight, people. I'm going to wish you all the best of luck in terms of watching the game. I will be on doing, I don't even know what I'm doing after the game yet. I know I've got the United stand stuff and everything, but I may just put on like a game analysis after it, like a match review after it, and put that on the channel as well. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy it. Well, I probably won't be able to enjoy it. It's going to be that nerve-wracking. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming on the chats again, all the super chats, everyone. I'm just going to give you guys a quick shout out for your socials. So, Owen, just give the people a shout out to your social, please, mate.
Yeah, Cotley Red 99 on everything, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Give us a look. Probably going to be doing a show next week as well. And give us a look on that, please. Yeah.
Tim, hit them up with yours, please, buddy.
Yeah, my personal account, Niagara Reds, and the account for the official, for the Supporters Club in Niagara, Niagara MUFC. And I won't say happy birthday, mate, but we won't talk to you after this. So happy birthday.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday.
Tomorrow.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully I see it in with a win tonight. But Mary, just tell everyone about your socials and what you've got on your channel there going on, please.
Yeah, so I'm at Mary LUIRC, and we have a new female fan channel on YouTube. It's Ladies United in Red Chat, so head over there and give us a sub.
Do check them all out. It's good to watch as well and get more and more people on. These guys will be back on the show again. I'm trying to get as many people on as possible, as you all know. There's just that many queuing up. But it's been great. It's been fun. And now it's all down to the Reds to see us through the rest of the weekend. So, take care, people. Stay safe tonight. Owen, especially you.
I'm at home. It's all right. I'm not going out. It's all right. I've got work in the morning, so I'm not going to do that.
In the padded walls. Everyone, take it easy. Do share, subscribe, and give the video a like. It's been a great viewing tonight. Great content, and everyone's comments have been bang on. Thank you for all the birthday wishes as well, people. I will catch you all later on tonight. It's going to be a late one tonight, but hopefully it's going to be enjoyable and not a miserable one. Take care, people. Bye-bye.
See you.